All right, so we had Thanksgiving today, like hopefully most people in America, right? Family and friends, like I said, like in-laws and all that, right? So, like I told you, people are basically raised different, right? And that's what I'm trying to explain about gay people, straight people, black people, right? Homophobic people, heterophobic people, right? All the above, right? But one thing I understood growing up is no matter what everybody else does, as a Christian, you're trying to play by all the rules, right? Anyway. Now, was I tricked a little bit by some of the things the Christians were teaching me? A little bit, maybe, right? But not so badly that I was committing any major crimes or anything before or after I turned 18, except with the influence of a stepbrother. I was keeping my nose clean basically until after my car wreck, and even then, right, that kind of might have made me, a little confused about my stepbrother's motives when he had an idea, right, to go burglarize a house. Not to get him in any more trouble than he already got in at that time, right? He did, I think he might have did a little juvenile time or something, not too long, right? But the thing is, all I did was admit my part in it, which he had me to be the lookout, right? He had apparently done picked the house, I think, right? Because the way he went in was in and out, right? Like he knew which window to go to, you know what I mean? Now there's several windows in the house. You go to the front, the back, the side, right? Hell, he went to the side and went straight in. Now, from my perspective, it was the right side, but from the homeowner's perspective, the left. Things like that, too, right? At the same time, I didn't know, it kind of seemed movie-like, you know what I mean? Not sure it was real or fake, or because, when you get to a house and you haven't been there before, usually you gotta try the windows. You know what I mean? Well, he knew which window to go to, right? And what I wasn't thinking about was, did he already pick the house out and know the people even, right? And once the guns turned up missing, right, I didn't get caught because I said anything. Guess who really got caught? The stepbrother, right? And he just named me as an accomplice, right? Which I was technically, but I didn't go along thinking he actually done stake down the house and we would actually find anything, right? So I'm just trying to play along with my stepbrother and thought he was probably more joking, right? Myself, yourself. Plus, I had a little head trauma, was a little shaken up from the wreck, right, and all that, right? And like I said, I even showed you his picture, and again, the weird thing about Little Roddy's picture is only few people know Little Roddy, right? I guess, right? Well, the problem is he started having behavioral issues kind of young, right? And we kind of have an idea why now, right? But we didn't really know, right? Right? What was really going on with him, right? But at the same time, me and Mark were kind of going to the same schools and things like that, but even then, Mark was often with his biological mom sometimes, more than around where I was living with my mom and stepdad, right. Now, the thing, like I keep telling you though, is I again didn't meet my ex-wife till after I went mentally ill. And also, before that, I only had one weird encounter with a local girl in our trailer park who kind of came and crashed my birthday party when I was 19, right? A year after I was trying to work for Revco and stuff like that, right? And I had a birthday party, right? And I think she was a sister of a guy I knew in school and things like that, right? Well, I think she was around 13, right? And I just kind of let her come because I had soda, cake, chips, right? I was kind of having a little party for myself. My friend Joey was there, and he was about 13 then, right? 14 himself, right? And some dude showed up too, right? Well, him and the girl are in the room when I try to go to sleep, right? And then the girl tries to get with me too, and I don't know what the hell's going on. So I kind of feel my way and, do a little bit with her to see what's going on here, right? But then when I try to do more, she says that's not it. That just freezes the top, right? That's all I did, right? And that's still not sex, right? But that's the closest I came to it, right? Before anything really strange happened. And she was already in the bed with a grown man, at least in his 20s, maybe, right? I don't even know his age, right? And both him and her kind of crashed my party because the only one there besides me was Joey, who was a friend. And like I said, we had chips, cake, right? Soda, right? I know. And that's the only time, right? Anything close to being with someone a lot younger even happened, right? And even then, I backed off. I didn't feel comfortable with the situation, right? Myself, right? And all I know is she was already laying in bed with him, right? And then I had to take the floor because they were in my bed, but Joey was going to sleep in top bunk, right? And again, I didn't want to mess with that. But I didn't expect those two people to even show up, but I wasn't being rude about it, right? But there again, I mean, there wasn't much I could do about it. Next thing I know, they're in the bedroom, and then when I try to go to sleep, they're already in there, right? I didn't even probably know they were in there, actually, right? Or what was going on, right? Well, then she tries to roll down the bed to roll on the floor to get with me, and like I said, I'm kind of confused, right? I kind of kiss her, do a little licking, right? That's it. That's it. When I try to go for the sex part, she says it's not it, so I stopped, right? Something felt awkward there, right? And so I just stopped and think she went and peed and something, right? And that was the closest I've even came to a child trying to let's say, seduced me that I know kind of really happened, right? And even then, she's not alone. She's with a lot older man, right? He was kind of blonde with a mustache. You know what I mean? Kind of blue eyes, right? And I don't really know where the hell they come from. They just showed up at the party, and me being a nice guy, I kind of let them come in. But the next thing I know, I go to bed. They're in the bedroom, right, together, right. So that's the closest I've even came to almost, right, again, right, being with any child where an adult male was the one already in the bed with her when we went to go to bed, right. And, that was me enjoying. I was, they were already in my bed, right. And I don't even remember their names, like I said before, right. But this was way crazier, right, than anything I even remember while in the Navy either, right? And like I said, I never said anything about ever sleeping with a child, right? No. Or having sex with a child or even molesting my stepdaughter, right? I did say I could have molested her, but didn't, right? And that's just because of what I had learned about pedophilia from watching SVU for a few years, right? Anyway, right? And things I'd heard growing up about it, right? Now, even some people's own dads were known to molest them, like I said, right? Though the only one she would be around would be her granddad and grandparents, right? And not even her biological dad until after, right? Daphne got her back, right? Mm-hmm. And see, the problem about an autobiography is I don't know if I need to change the names or not, right? See, a biography, and a biographer writes about people they know, but don't tell you from their perspectives a lot of times, right? But an autobiography, this is from the person's perspective, right? And they're different, right? In that, like I said, the person who talks to you about me don't know how I was raised, right? They won't even tell you how old they are or who they are, right? Now, the reason I'm doing this is a lot of people who claim to be religious people aren't necessarily helpful in certain areas of that religion, right? Now, there's one more chapter of the Song of Solomon. Right? We need to go over, though. And I need to make some points, but I'll get to it, too. Who can give you as brother to me, right? So this is the Shulamite one, we guess, right? And she's talking to her husband, I guess, right? Mm-hmm. And is asking why he can't be her brother for some reason, right? Which, in, like I told you, certain cultures that at one time was allowed, but we don't do it no more, right? I don't know. Mm-hmm. Sucking the breast of my mother, if I find you outside, I would kiss you, right? Right. Also, not they would wound, not they would despise me. I would lead your I would bring you to house my mother's, right? You would instruct me and my I would make you wine drink the spikenard from the juice of the pomegranate. His left hand would be under my head. And his right would embrace me. Or in his right embrace me. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, why should you stir up or why should you awaken my love until it please? Who is this coming up from the wilderness, right? Leaning on her beloved, right? Under the apple tree. I awoke you. Or evoke you. Upon your heart as a seal. Upon your arm for is strong as death love. Is cruel as Sheol.